this product could potentially change the way I paint. If you're like me, you probably start paintings a lot and never finish them until like maybe a couple of weeks or maybe even a couple of months after that. It's a huge problem for me. I've been trying to work on that, but it hasn't been very successful for me. But this product might help me with the problems that I have with starting a painting and then not finishing it. Because the biggest problem for me, I think, is actually the amount of paint that I end up wasting because it dries out. But this product right here claims to prevent your paint from drying out too fast. It says on here, this artist palette seal your palette in an airtight seal to save paint, time, and money. So that sounded pretty appealing to me, so I'm gonna try it out. This is the palette paper that I usually use. Strathmore palette paper. It literally is a perfect fit. Guess I got lucky with that. Got like a sheet right here, just place it in. All right, let's get some paints in here. I don't know what I'm gonna paint yet. I think I found the reference that I'm gonna use for this painting. It's similar to this flower roll painting that I did. I think it might be from the same photographer as well, but it's a reference that I found on a free site called unsplash.com where they have royalty-free photos. So this is the reference I'm gonna choose. I have it up on my computer so I can look at it while I paint. And yeah, so what I'm probably gonna do tonight is lay out the sketch on my canvas. Then I'm probably gonna start on the painting tomorrow morning. And yeah, I'll probably be the same as I usually am and not finish the painting in one day. But that's the point of this video. We're gonna see how long my paints will last inside that seal. And yeah, I'm excited to see how it turns out. And I bet this is gonna be a wonderful painting because the reference is pretty good. So, like I said, about to start sketching this out. Probably won't show a lot of that. You know what? I'll show it. I have the drawing layout done for this painting. It's looking pretty good so far. I think this is a pretty good outline for me to follow as I continue on with this painting. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to, pick out the colors that I'm gonna be using in this painting, do this first little test inside the palette to see overnight how much it doesn't dry out. So that's what I'm about to do right now. It's the next day now, and it's been almost 24 hours since I put the seal on the, what's it called? So I'm gonna open it up right now and see how much it has, retained its not dryness. I'm gonna see how much it has stayed wet. And then we're gonna get into some painting. It does seem like it has stayed pretty wet. There's some thin parts in the paint, like right here, where, oh geez, I flattened it out when I was mixing it together. So if it's really thin like that, I suppose that it still has potential to get dried out. So maybe if I end up using more volume of paint, it'll be more likely to stay wet. So I'll probably test more stuff like that in future paintings. I could be a little more, what's the word? The opposite of conservative with the amount of paint I use. But yeah, I still have a lot of wet paint to use, so I'm gonna get started on this painting. It has been a few days, actually a couple of days, since I last recorded, and I did some progress on this painting right here. As you can see, got a little bit of stuff done on the face area of the painting. I think the last day I actually had my paints exposed to the open air was on, I think it was either Thursday or Friday, and today is Tuesday, so we're gonna see how well the paints have been holding up until now. So let's check it out. All right, so here's the palette. We're gonna open it up. From what I can tell, a lot of like the thicker parts do seem to be still wet, which is a good sign. Gonna test it out with this palette knife. All right, so yeah, this part is hard, but some of these other parts are relatively, they could be used again, but yeah, it looks like that they're pretty much coming to like the end point. A lot of parts are getting dried. There is a thing about some of these paints, some of them last longer than the other ones. Like this one seems pretty good still. This green one is definitely getting hard. The white one I expect to be pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Some of these other ones that I've mixed are running pretty dry. One of the things that I was thinking about when I first had this idea was that using this along with having a mixture of mediums that are made to make the paint last longer, it's probably a good idea. The thing that I would probably recommend, and I probably should start doing, is using mediums with my paints in order to actually make them last longer. And also, I guess, using more amounts of paint so it doesn't dry out as fast like these have is probably a good idea as well. Right now, I think these paints have reached a point where if I were to let them sit longer, even with the sealed case that I have right here, they still will end up getting to a point where they're unusable. So I'm gonna try to use as much of these paints right now as I can on this painting, and then I'll probably give my final spiel on what I think about this product in itself, this palette sealing product. overall, I think I would say that this is a pretty good product to have. It's not super effective in keeping all your paints 100% sealed and like wet. They do dry out, just not as fast as they would if you kept them out in the open air in your studio like I used to do. So I'm still gonna be using this palette holder sealer, whatever I'm gonna call it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna 100% recommend it at this point, just because I know that there are other options when it comes to like preserving your paints, such as using mediums to help, you know, give it that consistency so it doesn't dry out as fast as other paints. And so that's something that I plan on exploring more. If you're interested in other ways, or if you have other tips when it comes to preserving your paints, let me know in the comments, and I'll probably make another video if any of you guys' tips intrigue me. I am a professional artist, but I am not as experienced as other artists might be out in the real world, so to speak. So any tips that you might have, leave them in the comments for me and others who might be watching this video. And I'll see you in the next one.